Poised between goofy and godful, and plagued by rewrites and reshoots, this third teaser entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is in serious despair. The MCU, once the explorer of glories, is in struck in a rut. The time for a rethink is now. That's Peter Travers' ABC News review about the Marvels movie. The Marvels box office flop marks the end of an era for the studio's winning formula and the beginning of a new one for Hollywood's workers. Hello, guys, welcome back to Illustrate the Cinema. Today's topic is the Marvel's movie Flop. Today, we have our special co guest. Hey, Lois, say hello to all the listeners here of the podcast.
Hello to all the fantastic listeners tuning into our podcast. We're thrilled to have you with us today as we dive into the world of movies, superheroes, and all things cinematic. Your company makes this journey even more exciting. Let's get started on today's topic and make it a great one.
What information do you have for us about the Marvel's movie?
For the Marvels movie, here's the scoop in a nutshell. Mixed reception. The Marvels encountered a mixed reaction from both fans and critics. Not quite living up to the high expectations set by previous Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, entries. Box office performance. It saw a lukewarm box office performance compared to other MCU blockbusters, signaling perhaps superhero fatigue or disconnect with the audience's expectations. Critical points. Some criticisms focused on the storyline and pacing, while others pointed out that it might not have delivered the fresh take or emotional depth fans were hoping for. Fan feedback. Fans had a range of reactions, with some appreciating the movie's ambition and others feeling it missed the mark in terms of character development and plot coherence. Looking forward. Despite the film's struggles, it's part of a larger universe, and Marvel Studios is known for taking feedback and bouncing back. The outcome could influence future projects and how they're approached. Keeping it concise. That's the quick lowdown on the Marvel's situation.
Thank you very much, Luis, for your intervene to say hello to the people. And as we heard a little bit, what she said is the Marvels is the lowest box office, has the lowest number of the 33rd movies of Marvel's cinematic universe. It does end an era of unquestioned dominance, and because Marvel has set the pace for Hollywood for the last 15 years, its current situation helps illuminate Hollywood's future trajectory. So we already heard Louis saying that there is a mixed reception. The box office performance was no good. Actually, let's check how was the box office of the Marvels. 206 million USD. Very, very low. The Marvels would probably need to bring in over 400 million globally to potentially even being profitable. So they are like half the money they needed. So maybe Disney is lost more than $100 million. Let's check about the reviews I have. Rotten Tomatoes is 62% tomatometer. 62. IMDb, the rating is of 5.6. Metacritic, they have 50 points in Metacritic. What did Disney say about the flop? The Marvels was shooting during COVID. Iger told Andrew Ross during the New York Times, there wasn't as much supervision on the set, so to speak, where we have executives where they really looking over what's being done day after day after day. That's why Disney said that, because for them the reason is there wasn't much supervision. And also we have, everybody knows the woke agenda. Everybody in YouTube talk about the woke agenda, the inclusion agenda, all the impositions Disney want to do in our lives. Hey Lloyd, do you have any comment on the flop in this Marvel movie?
Definitely. The situation with the Marvels movie serves as a fascinating case study. It reminds us that even giants like Marvel are not immune to missteps. The key takeaway could be the importance of aligning with audience expectations and ensuring that storytelling remains fresh and engaging. Marvel's track record shows they're great at learning from feedback, so this could be a pivotal moment leading to new creative directions. It's all about how they bounce back and what lessons are taken to heart for future projects. In the end, it keeps the cinematic universe dynamic and evolving.
Do we have any reactions from Brie Larson or any of the members of the cast?
As of my last update, specific reactions from Brie Larson, assuming that's who you meant, or other cast members regarding the performance of the Marvels might vary. Typically, actors and the team behind a movie will address feedback in a constructive manner, highlighting their experiences working on the film, the vision they had for it, and sometimes their thoughts on the audience's reception. For the most accurate and recent comments from Brie Larson or any cast members, I'd recommend checking out their official social media channels, interviews, or press releases following the movie's release. These platforms are often where actors share their personal insights and reactions directly with fans.
Yeah, maybe we will need to check directly from their X account or threads. Thank you, Lois. With all the bad reviews, the low box office, and the general opinion of a bad quality movie, and even the imposition of an agenda instead of focusing on us, the fans, The Marvels comes to be the result of many Disney questionable projects that include movies and also Disney Plus series that diverge from their original idea of superhero entertainment. That's what we're looking for, to an inclusion agenda and the intention to give us a lesson about how we should live our lives. That is nothing that we are looking for. We are not looking for a lesson about how we live our lives on a superhero movie. Do you have something about the woke agenda in the Marvels movie?
The term woke agenda within the context of movies, including the Marvels, often refers to the incorporation of themes that aim to reflect diversity, social justice, and inclusivity. Marvel Studios has made efforts to include more diverse characters and storylines in its films, aiming to reflect the varied experiences and backgrounds of its global audience. This includes stronger representation of women, people of color, and the LGBTQ+ community, both in front of and behind the camera. For the Marvels specifically, while I don't have the latest details or direct comments from the creators on this theme, the intent behind incorporating such elements can generally be seen as an effort to create a more inclusive and relatable cinematic universe. This approach has been met with both praise for increasing representation and criticism from those who feel it diverges from traditional storytelling or character portrayals. Marvel's approach is part of a broader industry trend towards inclusivity and social relevance in storytelling, aiming to spark conversations and reflect the diversity of its audience in its superhero narratives.
Thank you very much, Luis. Marvel's movie marked the end of the 2023 year. Maybe it was not a very positive year for Marvel. Probably we could say it was a bad year for Marvel, especially with this last flop in his last movie. But now this 2024 beginning seems it's gonna bring us more of the same. Look like things are not really gonna change with Disney. We already have our first taste with the Echo series on Disney Plus. We already have this first series with we keep having the MCU, yeah, with the Maya Lopez and this inclusion thing and this not entertaining thing. So yeah, look like 2024 is gonna start the same way. Keep pushing the agenda with inclusion, with zero interest in entertaining. And also we're coming. The first superhero movie is coming February 14. It's gonna be Madame Web, that also keeps with the MCU, keeps on the same road. So I don't know. After this, it's hard to know what's gonna happen. I hope for the rest of the year or the rest of 2024, we're gonna have different. We have Deadpool 3 coming. We have Hunter, Craven. So let's hope things are gonna start shifting around this year and getting better for the new movies and the new series. Do you know anything about the new term that is coming on YouTube, on social media? It's MCU.
The term MCU appears to be a play on words with the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, likely coined by fans or critics in response to the perceived direction Marvel is taking with its movies and series. It seems to comment on Marvel's efforts to incorporate more diverse and female-centric stories into its universe. This term might be used in discussions about the inclusion of strong female leads, empowerment themes, or broader diversity and representation goals within Marvel's slate. Marvel has indeed been focusing on bringing more diverse stories and characters to the forefront. Examples being movies and series like Captain Marvel, Black Widow, MS, Marvel, and the announcement of projects like The Marvels, which is expected to feature a strong female lead ensemble. While many celebrate this shift towards inclusivity and representation, others use terms like MCU in a critical context, debating the impact of these changes on traditional superhero narratives. As always, these discussions reflect the broad range of audience perspectives on the evolution of superhero cinema and the importance of representation in media. Marvel's approach aims to reflect the diversity of its global audience, contributing to ongoing conversations about gender, representation, and storytelling in the 21st century.
Thank you, Lois. Any last comments before we leaving the podcast today? Anything else you want to tell our listeners about today's topic, the Marvel's flop?
Absolutely. Before we wrap up today's podcast on the Marvels movie and the broader discussions around it, I'd like to leave our listeners with a thought. The world of superhero cinema is ever evolving, reflecting not just the fantasies of might and magic but also the realities of our diverse and changing society. Marvel's journey, including the highs and lows, is a testament to the power of storytelling and its ability to adapt, resonate, and sometimes even challenge its audience. The discussions around inclusivity, representation, and the so-called Marvel's flop offer us a chance to reflect on what we seek from our heroes and narratives in this modern age. It's a dialogue between creators and audiences, full of passion and differing viewpoints. But at its core, it's about shared love for stories that inspire and connect us. So, as we sign off, let's remember that every movie, every character, and every plot twist adds to the rich tapestry of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, contributing to its legacy and its future. Here's to more adventures, more discussions, and, most importantly, more moments that bring us together, cheering for our favorite heroes. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep those capes flying and your minds open.
Thank you very much, Luis, for today's podcast, and also thank you very much for everyone listening to this podcast. With this, we finish today's topic, the Marvel's flop. Hope to see you in the next episode. Have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.